Good morning everyone, 6 a.m. I've done my meditation, I've worked out, I've done my Spanish, I've done my Wim Hof's deep breathing technique, and it's now currently my time to learn something new for the day before I start my day. And I thought I'd bring you guys along with this journey. So every single day we're going to be learning something new. Let's jump straight into it. I cannot explain how excited I am to watch this video. Imagine someone reading 134 books and then summarizing it into 7 tips.
Hey guys, so I spent countless hours reading books. I want to share with you the 7 most valuable lessons from reading 134 books. They've made a huge impact on my life, and I know they can impact your life too, so watch the video to the very end. The first lesson I've learned is to boost your happy chemicals. I thought it was crazy that I could read 134 books, develop a positive mindset, and still feel like crap. I've come to realize that brain chemistry plays a huge role in your well-being, a point that's often left out in books that promote thinking positively. Think positive all you like, but if your hormones are out of balance, then you'll still feel like garbage. So the 3 fundamental ways I've found to keep your brain chemistry in check are to get your 8 hours sleep, exercise regularly, and eat healthy. That may sound boring, but do not underestimate their power. Many people don't do these 3 things well, yet they'll fork out tons of money on the latest smart drugs, weight loss solutions, and information products. The second lesson I've learned is
The one of those that I really need to work on is the sleep one. Like for example, last night I slept for 2 hours. So I really need to get better with my sleep. I'm not sure. What about you guys? So he said sleep, exercise, and eat healthy. I've got the other 2 down. I definitely need to work on my sleep.
to forget self-help, just be kind. This was a phrase that struck a chord with me in a little-known book written by Darren Brown, an English mentalist and illusionist. The majority of lessons we can learn from self-help books come down to one thing: be kind. It will make everyone around you happier, including yourself. You'll make more friends, be less anxious, be more grateful for what you have, and you'll be physically healthier. The list goes on. How can we be kind? Simple, just smile, help someone with their homework, take out the trash without being asked, and compliment people. The third lesson is
Alright, so I really like that one, but I have a bit of a caveat to it, and it's just my opinion. I'm a big fan of Darren Brown, although I don't know if all the stuff he does is real. But obviously being kind is amazing. Everyone should do it. Gary Vee talks about it. Dale Carnegie talks about it. But I wouldn't say forget self-help and just focus on being kind, because self-help can teach you a lot of other stuff. Like for example, how to manage your diet better, how to sell better, how to seduce better. There's a lot of like macros and micros and lots of deep things that you wouldn't just know from being kind to people. You actually have to study this from self-help. So I think, to be fair, the title is just used as a grabber to captivate attention. I don't think Darren Brown himself even means that, I would assume, right?
value your time. Time is your most valuable asset. You can get back money, but you can never get back your time. Yet most people dish out their time like it's nothing, especially teenagers and 20-year-olds. It's insane. You're afraid of hurting someone's feelings, so you spend time talking to them even when you don't want to. You procrastinate every day instead of sorting your life out. You work for a low wage even though your time is worth more. Countless people on their deathbed regret not giving time to their family. They regret caring what other people thought of them. They regret working a job they hated. So start valuing your time and leading a life the way you want to before you wake up at the end of your life and say, where did it all go? The fourth lesson is
Quick one to boost kind of your positivity with that point. If you're watching this, most of my audience are young. We have so much time over people who are older and more successful. A lot of the world's billionaires became billionaires at 50, right? I think there was only a few that became billionaires in their 20s. We actually have so much time to do stuff. And I'm not saying we have so much time to kind of take away from the fact that you should be grinding every day, but I mean it to actually fuel that more so. We have so much time to make a massive impact on this world if that's what you want to do. So don't feel like you may not have had the best education. You may not have necessarily had the best upbringing. I didn't have the best education either. I dropped out, right? But one thing we have over other people is time. and an abundance of it. And growing up in a digital age where we have access to information online like we're watching now, hundreds of years ago, you could never have someone read 134 books, summarize it into a few lessons, and have the information this accessible. Okay, so we have so much time and we need to use it wisely. That's just my personal kind of take on that point.
The 80-20 principle, a classic. This is a commonly cited principle in countless business and self-development books. It says that 80% of results come from 20% of the causes. So it's likely that 80% of your happiness comes from 20% of the things you do. You may spend 80% of your time with 20% of your friends. You can apply it to all areas of your life to get the most bang for your buck. For example, when I create videos on this channel, I aim to make the 20% of videos that give me 80% of the results. And when it comes to my health, I focus on getting 8 hours sleep, eating healthy, and exercising, because those are the 20% of activities that contribute to 80% of my health and well-being. Apply this to everywhere in your life and you will progress much faster. Lesson 5. Learn how to win friends and influence people. How to Win Friends and
Dale
Influence People by
Carnegie.
Dale Carnegie is the most famous book that I consider required reading. How much does your life revolve around other people? Your family, friends, and co-workers are all people. By learning how to interact with them, you open yourself up to huge opportunities, like a stronger relationship with your partner and making friends that don't suck. People will hire you, listen to you, and love you. Everyone can learn to be social. I've reviewed this book on my channel, so I'll leave a link in the description below. The 6th lesson I've learned.
Guys, I actually reread How to Win Friends and Influence People the other day. So I'm just going to quickly give you a summary of what I learned from it. Because he said that the book was what the lesson was, to read it, but I can summarize it for you. So the first thing from it was to appeal to people's needs. I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can, right? So everyone is walking around and they have requirements and they have needs in their life, okay? Like I'm waking up early right now and I'm studying because I want to have a good future, right? So if someone can help me with that need and that requirement, I'm much more likely to be close to them. So the first one is to understand people around you, what their needs are, and then appeal your speech or your pitch or your relationship to help them achieve that, because it builds a much closer bond. The second one is everyone is walking around living their own movie. They're a star in their own movie, okay? So it's understanding other people's movie, taking a genuine interest in asking people questions, finding out what's going on in their day, finding out what's going on in their life. And it makes people feel closer to you because they invest in you by telling you this stuff, okay? And the third thing is that if you're trying to change people, you have to lead with your mistakes or lead with your lessons. People like to feel autonomous. People like to feel like they are talented. And if you therefore take away someone's feeling of autonomy and someone's feeling of being good at things by slating them or yelling at them for doing something bad, it's not the best way to bring positive results. So therefore the best way to do it is to lead with your mistakes. Okay, so that's me quickly summarizing How to Win Friends and Influence People from me rereading it, although that may not be the best summary of it that's out there for sure.
Is to create, don't consume. We live in a consumer culture. I consumed 134 books and got nowhere, until I started creating things. That's when I began learning and opportunities came my way. This channel is a prime example of my efforts. I improved my writing, communication, video editing, and animation skills. I've made friends, attracted freelancing opportunities so I can work from anywhere, and strengthened my understanding of the lessons from books by teaching people like you. None of this would have happened if I didn't start creating, so take action. The final lesson is mind over matter. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. That's what Viktor Frankl famously said, a survivor of Auschwitz concentration camp. You know when you drop your phone and you go to pick it up and freak out that it might have a cracked screen? And then you find out that it's cracked and you become angry and frustrated? Well, that happened to me recently, but I chose to respond differently. I accepted what had happened. Being angry wasn't going to fix my phone, right? So I moved on with life and got it fixed the following week. No dramas. So there are events in this world that are outside of your control. A partner falling out of love with you, natural disasters, or accidentally dropping your phone. You can't change what's happened, but you can choose how to react to it. Thank you for staying to the end, guys.
That actually, that exact same tip is also in a book called Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And it talks about how you shouldn't let things that are out of your control affect you. You dropping your phone, there being traffic on the way to work, people disliking you. These are things that you can't control. And we therefore should spend as little time thinking or worrying about it as possible because it's out of our control. I've really enjoyed making this video, actually, and I know this is what I want to do at my channel now. So join me tomorrow at 6 a.m. for our next lesson, and let's learn together.